All right, everybody, welcome back to another video. We are here with our final matchup on the stake bracket. Just to recap, we have got Gates of Olympus versus Gems of Bonanza facing off against each other in the next round, as is Chicken Drop and Sweet Bonanza. Monster Super Lynch, Cleopatra are going to be able to go head-to-head, and Wild West Gold Mega Waste took out Madam Destiny to be able to face the winner of Sword of Ares and Sugar Rush, which is today's matchup. I think it's fair to say that this is definitely an underdog story. If Sword of Ares wins, Sugar Rush is by far the most popular video on the channel, probably one of the most popular videos in this sort of realm across most of YouTube. So we'll see if Sword of Ares can sort of do the unthinkable here and upset what is probably going to be one of the favorites. We have 16,000 coins down here. They are the coins you get for free for signing up at stake.us. There is a link in the description down below. Each game is going to get 4,000 coin buys. Whoever has the most coins at the end of the bonus buys wins and moves on to the next round to face Wild West Gold Mega Waste next week. So we're going to start off here. This game's a little bit different than ones we usually play. You can see up at the top there are multipliers. In order to open up the multipliers, you have to eliminate that many symbols from the screen. You do get special little bonuses and items like you just saw there. Some of them go crossways, some of them go all over. It depends on which way the little arrows on the sides are pointing. This is going to be a decent one here. We think we unlocked the 13x. There we go. So that 98 tumble, there gets multiplied by the 13x, gives us 1274. I don't think we've ever had a super good win on this game, but I really wanted to give it a chance. And I thought maybe if I put it under pressure by putting it up against another game, maybe it would perform well. We'll see. Not really sure what's going on. What I am sure of, however, is that I'm having a great day, and I hope you are too. So if you are new here, or if you're a returning viewer, I do appreciate each and every person coming to check out the video here and watch this matchup today. I would appreciate it if you are not yet subscribed to the channel. If you would take a second, go ahead and do so. It really does help the channel out, as well as make sure that you don't miss any of my daily uploads here. We're not just doing this as a one-time thing with the tournament. I do upload every single day of the year regardless, unless of course my computer decides to break on me like it did about a month and a half ago. But if that happens, of course, I'll let you know like I did this time, so that you're not just left wondering what the world happened to me. If nothing, and if any of you out there know my boss, and if you do, I'm very concerned because it's very unlikely any of you do. But if you ask him, he'll tell you the one thing I do is over communicate and not under communicate. So I will always tell you probably too much. 1838 coming back there. Not a great start for Sword of Ares here, but again, based on past performance with this game, entirely expected. I'm just hoping maybe one of these times we get just a breakout win from the Sword of Ares here, and it absolutely proves me wrong and shows that it can do something. It's sort of a last chance, if you will. It is an interesting game with the symbols and the way it all works out. With the multipliers and having to make connections to get to the next multiplier and so on and so forth. But I mean, in order to have to eliminate 225 symbols to get up to that 150x seems like just an impossibly monumentous task to be able to try and pull that off. I mean, that would have to be the tumble of all tumbles. Now he does have the ability to do a shield bash, which more or less sets up the screen for a guaranteed hit. Usually it's a pretty good one, but it does at least guarantee you'll get some sort of connection on that spin, but only that one spin. So we'd have to have a lot of those, some extra symbols dropping in, and get some real good luck. I mean, really just to get up to that third or fourth multiplier, forget all the way across. I mean, I'd like to see it happen, don't get me wrong, but I just don't see how it could happen based on what we've seen this game do in the past. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe somebody out there can tell me that they've seen it happen, that they've seen a great win on this video, on this game rather, somewhere else, which would be fantastic. If that's the case, I'd love to hear about it. But I also won't be surprised when I don't see that in the comments. That doesn't mean you shouldn't comment on the video, though. You should definitely comment on the video. 654 coins. Again, just not a great win here from Sword of Ares. Moving on to our third bonus buy here. You go ahead and you bang that sword against the shield there, but that's not going to do you any good unless I start getting a bunch of spins over here. This will be the last time somebody sees you over here for a long time, mister. And yes, I'm talking to the gentleman on the screen over there on the right, as if he can hear me. He could probably use a little bit of reprimanding the way that his game has performed in the past. Of course, if I was face to face with him the way he looks, I'd probably just tell him he looks great and move on, because honestly, he's sort of intimidating. I mean, I don't know what we'd do without these little symbols that pop up. The problem with the symbols that eliminate the items, while yes, it counts towards the amount taken off the screen in order to move on to the multiplier, they're not worth any coins. So even if you got 2 or 3 of them on the screen and eliminated enough to open up a multiplier, it's going to be up. It'll be multiplying nothing because there's no win involved. So like right there, we got rid of 10 symbols, which is great, but there was absolutely no win. And moving on to the very last spin. Last spin's a dead spin. 236 coins coming back. I gotta be honest with you, if this is how we're gonna have the 4th bonus buy do the exact same thing, Sugar Rush is gonna have very little problem moving on to the next round here. Now I know it's Sunday. Usually I play Sugar Rush on Saturday. It's just not the way the whole thing worked out. I could have flipped the 2 and played this one yesterday, but in the interest of keeping things in the same line as that, you know, the tournament bracket shows, I went ahead and just did it this way. I hope you all don't mind. If you do, I'm sorry. And it'll only be an inconvenience for 1 or 2 weeks. Most of the time that the video gets watched, it gets watched many days after it goes up. So in the long run, it probably won't really matter. We did finally get a decent hit there for 1,500 from Sword of Ares, so there is life somewhere in there. All right, that'll get us up to the 8x there, but again, without any sort of extra win for that last symbol, they're taking out a bunch of extra symbols. It doesn't really do a whole lot of good. Now, we've already hit a 1,500 coin spin, so we know what can happen. Like, it's definitely capable of giving us a good win. It just doesn't seem to want to. And maybe that was it. Maybe that was the whole point behind this game, was to have a game that looks like it's going to win but never does, so that you continue to feed it coins. I guess that is the end goal on the other side of these games, is not for me to win, but for me to lose. But lose in such a manner that gives me hope, so that we keep coming back to play the same games over and over again. There we go. We unlocked the 5x. I mean, that was nice. On the last round, it was a 14 and then a 16x. So wasn't much of a difference between unlocking the 3rd and the 4th symbol there. Seems sort of weird that they'd be that close together. Last 5 spins is definitely is going to be the best one that we've had so far. There we go. So we just unlocked the first multiplier, but did not make a single connection. So there was absolutely nothing for it to multiply, which is the danger of this game sometimes. We're on to the final spin, and the final spin's a dead spin, so 29.38. I believe that was the best one we've had so far. So Sugar Rush needs to beat a total of 56.66. So let's go ahead and write that down here. That is a 5666, and I will be back just a minute with Sugar Rush and a fresh 16,000 coins. Once again, we're going to do 4,000 coin bonus buys here. And if you forget from just a second ago, because that's been a little bit longer than that for me, the number we're trying to beat from Sword of Ares is 5666. So just under 6,000 coins, which is not a lot of coins. I think it actually might be the worst performing 4 bonus total that we've had so far in this tournament. Now, Sugar Rush, looking to not be outdone, finally gets us our first connection here with just 5 spins left to go. So we're going to have to get some good drops, maybe some more gold bears. We definitely got more gold bears, but not where we needed them. If you're unfamiliar with Sugar Rush, 5 or more symbols together make a connection, more connections in the same spot over and over again. Increase the multiplier in the background, so when you get a connection over those, it multiplies it. Each individual multiplier can be as high as 128x, which is exactly what you're shooting for. 108 coins on a 4,000 coin bonus buy. Apparently Sugar Rush in sort of areas have been talking to each other and saying, hey, how poorly can you do? Sort of areas said, I got 56, 66, and Sugar Rush turned around and said, hold my beer. Let me show you how a professional does this. Now, definitely Sugar Rush. Between the two of them, easily the fan favorite. I can tell you that without question, just by looking at the views on the videos when I upload them. This is usually one of the better performing machines of the week. Wow, down to 2 spins already, and once again, under 100 coins. Oh, there we go, finally over 100. I'm gonna get a retrigger here, at least try and make up for it a little bit. That would be nice of you. It's unlikely, but nice. Oh, never mind. There's the retrigger. That gives us an additional 10 spins, so this is the last spin of the regular bonus, which was a dead spin. So on to the next 10 spins. Let's see what we can do with these additional spins that we picked up. Maybe this will be the breakout part of the game here. Don't even tease me with a second retrigger. I don't even want to see it. You get that off my screen right now, because you know you're not going to do it. Although we do have a couple of 16Xs on the board now, so that's nice to see. That's the spot we're looking at to be able to. How in the world? I guess I was right when it said it wasn't going to give us the extra retrigger on the last screen, but it gave it to us on the next one. So it's going to be one of those games. So we get 3 more spins on the second round of the bonus here. That's a nice hit right across the middle there. That's going to put some 32Xs smack dab in the middle of the screen there. And by that, I mean just slightly off to the right. Last spin of the second 10 spins here. And that's good for another 1660. So on to the third set of 10 spins here. This is the second retrigger spins. So we get that nice spot right here with that 16, 16, 32, and 64. That's what I'm hoping something will drop right in there. Oh, now we get another 16 up on the board. There's a bunch of good spots to hit. We just need to hit something. Been a lot of dead spins in this last 10. Also, a very disappointing retrigger. Last 2 spins. That does give us the jelly beans, which is good over there at 560. Final spin is a dead spin, 47.76. Very disappointing considering how many spins we had to be able to pull that off. Third bonus buy on the way. First 3 filled in with the scatter. Third, everything after that just decided not to give a scatter symbol. All right, so we're at 88.84. We need to get above 96.67 in order to secure the victory for Sugar Rush here. We really need about 900 coins. I laugh, but it's already proven that I can do much less than that. Doesn't seem to be on its way to doing that on this bonus buy, though. We're doing okay with some hits. Opening up some multipliers here and making some good connections. It's sort of like the opposite of me at a networking event. It's doing a good job of making the rounds and making good connections. I am very awkward at those kind of events, and I generally do very terribly. Just really not super comfortable walking up to random strangers, even though I know they're there for the same reason that I am, and introducing myself and trying to sell myself as a product. But I guess I'm getting better at it as time goes by here. That's 940 coins. So by my math, Sugar Rush has secured a berth into the next round here. We do get our final tumbles, hoping for a red bear there, but didn't get it. 704 on that tumble. 1660 overall puts us at 10,544. That will put us above 6,000 after buying the final buy here, so it is definitely enough to knock off sort of areas here. We do get a 4 scatter bonus here, so we get extra 2 spins on the final bonus buy. I don't know if it's doing that now just to prove it can. Maybe it did all this just to show that it doesn't have to have the greatest day to move on, and it's saving its really good buys for when it needs it. Who knows? I don't know what Sugar Rush is thinking. If I did, I probably wouldn't be allowed to play it because that means I would have been one of the programmers. And that was definitely definitely not the case. That's for sure. All right, so it looks like those extra spins really did absolutely nothing for us. We're down to 4 spins left with 100 coins. We're down to 4 spins left with 380 coins. Not a gigantic number, but again, enough to move on. So again, we'll see Sugar Rush going up against Wild West Gold Mega Ways in the next round. So I don't know who you have picked for that one, but leave it in the comments down below. Let me know who you think is going to win. Oh, stop teasing me with a scatter. You already gave me 2 of them. You're not going to show me a third one. Final spin. Not a dead spin. Doesn't really matter. Already moved on. 868 coins was a terrible showing, but 74.12 was definitely more than a 56.66. So I do appreciate everybody here watching. Again, if you're not subscribed yet, please take a second to do so. Don't want to have you miss the daily uploads, and I'll see you all for the next video, which will be the first matchup of round 2.